Hello everybody, this is Mira Fanning. I chose to do my service learning project at Urban Peaks Youth Shelter in Denver. What I did was I brought some food items to a kitchen where I met with a couple other volunteers. Brad Cole joined me and we cooked breakfast for the youth that had stayed the night in the shelter. We were kind of left to our own devices. They just said, make something in the kitchen. So with our powers combined, Brad and I made chocolate chip pancakes. Once everyone was done making their food, the youth started to come in to the kitchen, dining room area. They set up the tables, and then we kind of made an assembly line of all the food that we made. And then we were able to interact with the youth, kind of talking, asking them what they wanted, if they wanted this, if they wanted that. Communication was kind of limited as they had just woken up and were just getting food, so we pretty much just handed out food to them, which was actually really fun. And then they ate, and we were able to kind of watch them, not in a creepy way, but we spoke to each other with the other people we met there, which was really cool. We got to talk about our experience, and other people had been there more times. This was our first time. What really interested me about Urban Peaks is that they are the only nonprofit in Denver that provides multiple services to at-risk and homeless youth between the ages of 15 to 24. Not only does Urban Peaks provide an overnight shelter, they also have a daytime drop-in center, street outreach, education and employment programming, which is super cool. One way Urban Peaks is connected to human development is that their programs are founded on principles of trauma-informed care. This means that they understand that many of these youths are currently dealing with trauma or carrying around past trauma that really impacts these youth's development and ability to transition into later adulthood really successfully. So I think that's a really cool outlook that they have with these young people. In connection to theorists, I am thinking of Erik Erikson's psychosocial theory, specifically the adolescent stage of identity versus role confusion. Erikson theorizes that people who are unsuccessful in these stages experience role confusion and upheaval. And so I think Urban Peaks is such an important place for these adolescents because it really provides them with basic human needs such as shelter and food and a community. I really imagine that it's hard to find your own identity when you're unsure of, even where you're going to sleep that night or where your next meal is even going to come from. I really think that Urban Peaks helps these youth to successfully transition from this stage and into this stage of adulthood. The other theory I connected to this project is Bronfenbrenner's, sorry, I can never say that right, and his ecological perspective. I see Urban Peaks Shelter as an exosystem within the youth's microsystem that is influential to their development in so many significant ways. Many of these youths don't have a family or a secure home that is a microsystem, and Urban Peaks really serves as a link between that lack of security and resources that they need just to develop into successful adults. In terms of what type of service I could provide to Urban Peaks, I would love to provide individual or group therapy. This is the population that I am really interested in. I know many of these at-risk youths are dealing with or have dealt with foster care or adoption or many of them have been part of the foster care system. And that is really the population that I would like to work with, is youth in foster care adoption. In conclusion, I am so glad that I learned about Urban Peaks and everything they have to offer adolescents and young adults in Denver.